Welcome to episode number, I believe we're at episode number 6 of the Open Bar for Content Creators podcast. I am your host, Marco Flores from Nerd in the Bay. We are at episode 6, going strong. We're nearly at episode 10 as we continue to pump out these podcasts on the video and the audio side. Thank you guys for watching and listening, for supporting whatever you guys are doing. Today, it's really tonight, but since it's going to come out the next couple of days. Today, I have some old friends of mine, martial artists that we basically grew up making content out there in the internet, trying to showcase like our skills. Called Team Loopkicks. I told this story before, where before I was doing Nerd in the Bay, I was performing with Team Loopkicks, and then once that time in my life was kind of sunsetting, I needed like some other way to be able to develop my creativity. So I have Ryan Jandu and Chris Devera from Team Loopkicks. Guys, how are you guys doing today?
Very well,
good.
Sir.
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. So this is gonna be probably much more of a different format, because usually I would ask what's your experience, what's your struggles, what's the advice. This is gonna be a little bit more different because we're all martial artists, and martial artists in YouTube or just content creating is a little bit more different than what it is like would you say like with video games and let's plays, or like movie reviews, or just vlogging. We're gonna just talk about a little bit much more different, like how a martial artist in terms of content creating can be pushed out there on the internet, whether it is YouTube, whether it's like Twitch, whether it's just writing articles or stuff like that. So Chris, I know the story usually about how Team Loopkicks was formed, but how did it all start? Like, how did the group get together to practice and then videotape stuff like that? Like, what was the beginning, or what was the beginning of like the Loopkicks, genesis per se?
Right. Okay. So the quick version, Loopkicks came from two schools, I should say.
Okay.
Ernie West Coast Martial Arts Schools. One was the San Jose school, is called Berryessa, and the other school was called West Coast Milpitas. And I was from the Berryessa school with like Chris Balualua, some of the earlier guys, and Isaiah was from the Milpitas school. And we would go back and forth between each other's schools, and we would train like after class. It's cool. Our schools were close. They were like cities right next to each other, so we would come together for sparring. All right. Our instructors would we'd go to each other's schools, and after sparring we would trick, and Isaiah had the camera, so we would like spend a couple of hours after sparring at the dojo. We would Isaiah would film us tricking around, and he also knew how to make websites, so really early, he made one of the earliest tricking websites, like at the dawn of the internet.
Yeah, I had to imagine what that first version, GeoCities, Angel Fire, Loopkicks website was.
Before there were like social media platforms, it was just these little
websites.
Yeah, just a rinky dink,
But sign my guest book.
Yeah,
I used to lurk on that website.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to read all the bios.
Bios. Everybody had a bio.
Guys, how many degrees? He's 20. What?
So we would do that for a while.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh jeez.
Hello.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that for a while. We hello. So through Isaiah's videos, we would get these demos, and then that would be our content. We started rolling out content early. It was just because we would trade tricks back and forth. We'd one up each other, and Isaiah would just film it. So it's very, very two elements right there needed to, get things going.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how it started, pretty much. I mean, there was few other tricking teams back then, like around the world. There was only like, I don't know. I
feel like in the beginning of
so rare
martial arts tricking, it was West Coast was the inspiration, and then Billy Bylang with his two web pages, West Coast page, and then martial arts tricks or tricks.com. I forgot actually. Bylang.com.
Oh, dude, a lot of trickers say they don't even know bylang.com.
Yeah,
and then it's like there's an even like an even deeper website, further back then.
See,
the West Coast website.
Yellow Boy.
Yellow Boy, Yellow Boy was the one.
The old school Yellow Boy site where you get the 3-second MPEGs where it's it's super grainy, but like you watch it a zillion times. The only way you know what a 540 looks like.
3-second like butterfly twist.
Yeah,
and then you keep playing it, and for sure.
You wait for the download.
So I like, as we're talking about the very beginning of martial arts training,
early archiving.
So I remember when Bylang had his West Coast dedicated page, I would watch those GIFs like endlessly, like 720, and then I forgot. I think it was like David Douglas's like black and blue video of the 720 that he did, and then
to the paddle.
Yeah, and then I believe Brian Go with his Crescent 540. It was like these GIFs in GIF form, just trying to see how these moves were done. And then you brought me back with like tape trading, because I remember
legend of this.
NASCA days, and I remember I had a like online friendship with like Brandon B.A. Warrior. That's a guy's name.
B.A. Warrior, what?
Yeah, B.A. Warrior. He was from Atlanta, and he was trading tapes with people, like showing like what Anthony Atkins was doing, when he's not competing and stuff like that. So it was like crazy stuff.
Yeah, so that's like your guys' version of like when the martial arts schools would have scrolls. Yeah. And then they would like hide and secret scrolls. So it's like the VHS tapes for the black and blue David Douglas tutorial.
Or the Yellow Boy tapes.
Yellow Boy tapes.
Yellow.
They got pricey after a while too.
They did.
Their value went up.
I lucked out.
Rare.
I lucked out when I went to it was like U.S. Open 2002, 2001, I think 2002. I met Yellow Boy there, and he gave me a CD of all of his footage. I was like, oh, whoa, what the heck? That's crazy.
Treasure trove right there.
Oh,
these kids don't even
know
right.
That's how you're able to upload so many awesome old clips, huh?
Yeah, that's why, because Yellow Boy gave me a CD of his entire archive. So like,
legend.
Yeah. I lucked out there. Yeah, because US. I went to the US Open just to watch competitors, because that's what when
that was the only way to see it, right?
Yeah, that was the only way where trickers were like getting together and showcasing moves. Even if they're not doing it in competitive form, they're showing off like the new thing, right? What's more than like a 1080, or like when Kim Do was doing 1080. Somebody was trying to do like beyond that and stuff like that.
I bet you a bunch of rumors flew, because like it's all hearsay. It's like, no, I swear he did like three spins and then he kicked.
Exactly, right?
There's no video evidence. It's just like those who went there know.
Yeah, you have to believe it.
You had to be there.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man, but yeah. So if you guys are confused on what we're talking about with martial arts trick here, because we just went on a deep end. It was like around like 90, like late 90s, when basically internet was starting up, and then I was basically, personally me, I was in high school, and I was just looking for like aerial martial arts moves, and then that's why I said like West Coast page came up. Bylang came right after, like junior, senior year. Yeah, and then the forums came around, and then that's where all the just almost like basically ideas and who's better than who, and showing the tournament results from like I said, Brandon B.A. Warrior, like talking about Battle of Atlanta, and then the Charlie Lee Nationals with their tricking competition. What else? Like it's a lot of this is like open martial arts and just talking to people and networking. That's what it was back in the day, was networking.
Post mail,
yeah. Like I was making a joke of sign my guest book, but that's what when it was
sign my guest book for the website.
And then like follow my web ring, sort of thing on Asian Avenue.
AsianAvenue.com. I had a account on that too. So Legion Avenue. That's
Dude.
before MySpace. That's before Friendster.
So it's funny because you said I forgot, Ryan, you said something and it reminded me of like there are kids now that are watching Boruto and don't realize that Naruto had a show. Like, oh yeah, we're watching Boruto. Oh, you're watching.
I'm borderline jealous because that means I get to experience new now.
Yeah. So like, oh, Boruto's dad had a show. Like what? Like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's
dude,
literally what happened before.
If these kids get to experience the Chunin exam raw right now, that's so sick. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, we're kind of going around like everywhere in between, but
it's relevant. Naruto was definitely part of the creative process.
Yeah, it is part of the creative process. Just trying to learn moves and like, how do you do that? Oh, and people were secretive when they were talking about their moves too. Like, how do you do that? Like, you just do it, and they don't really tell people because they don't want their move to be their move as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of signature moves back in the day when I was watching tricking. There was a lot of signature moves where it's like only this guy can do this move.
Wow, yeah.
Otherwise, you're a fighter.
You're a fighter.
Yeah, and you can't even do a quad flash without like getting slapped by everyone saying like you're trying to be Steve Tirado. Smart kicks during a backflip. He's the only one that's allowed to do that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Now the game has definitely changed on that, but signature moves was a big thing.
It was.
That's an old archaic thing now, huh?
Interesting.
It is. It's just because everyone got too good. That's why.
Yeah, it's cool because like the community now they try to chase the hardest move together and get there first and second and third.
I like the too hard to bite thing that the breakdancers are saying. It's like my move's too hard to bite. So if you want a signature move in tricking, that's really hard to too hard to bite because these kids are so crazy.
Yeah. Oh gosh, a part of me doesn't recognize what tricking looks like or what tricking is now, but the other part of me is like, what is going on here? Like, what am I looking at right now? The closest
That's
thing
how I feel, man. That's how I feel.
Yeah, the closest thing that I can somewhat recognize is Alex Hunter, and he just recently like posted some clips of what the hell moves is he doing? Because that's his style.
Yeah, and he thinks that he's like not up to par with the kids these days.
Oh gosh, no way, man. Don't even.
We were just talking to him earlier. They're hitting him up, saying like, "Man, can't wait to see. I love you tricking again. I can't wait to see you banging the doubles and the triples again and the double backs." He's like, "Yeah, I already kind of did that." I'm like, when you get older, things get to develop your style. I'm trying to trick for longer, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. I mean that's kind of like the drawback, or at least back in the day, was tricking is a young man's game. At least. I mean, that's how I felt by the time I was finishing up with it. But I guess that was the thing. Like I wish that I knew about like trying to be more like longevity with like, you know, with the parts that you use, like your knees, your ankles, you know, your legs, basically. While we're just throwing it without giving a care, whether it's on cement or karate floor or, you know, a bouncy gymnastics floor sort of thing. I kind of wish. We were trying to be aware of that as well.
No, we were like the earliest explorers on this, and it was super treacherous.
Oregon Trail explorers.
We didn't know anything. Based on like all the trick data, you know, information, academic stuff. Now, it's like we didn't know anything back then. Yeah, we were just figuring things out and.
Like, your body can move this way. Okay, let's try to throw a kick in it. And
that's kind of what kept driving the content too, because you know, we kept on trying to one up each other, and new tricks would come out. So we want to show that off, you know.
For sure,
we're all show offs, but it was cool because then like through that content, more content developed all around around the globe.
It did, and then it kind of we're basically doing a trek with history, and then so after Bylang it became tricks tutorials, and then that's where the main hub of like just you know, stewing and creativity,
the chatter and
chatter and like debates and battles, and
it was a lot easier to follow the discussions in there than the Bylang forums, because those get dropped at the bottom and they stay at the bottom.
Yeah, they don't get refreshed. They don't get bumped. You know. Yeah. Jeez. I personally jumped on there later. I was like, trick tutorials. That's those grass trickers. Those backyard guys. I'm the martial artist.
The others.
Yeah. Right?
Turns out we were the same all along.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So like when Loopkicks was, throwing out content, was I knowing you guys, I doubt that there was like a format to these things. I think you guys just like filmed footage and then you threw it out there, right? It's just that's what it is. Like pretty much in the beginning.
It was just well, we would have sessions and we would have events eventually, and we would try to just keep up with that, like whatever we would have like scheduled or happen throughout the week or whatever we would try to film and release. We would the content would get rolled out in different ways. Sometimes we would just roll out content on the day or the night of. Sometimes we would save content for bigger projects.
Right.
A lot of times, some footage just never gets used.
It gets shown, and it's just waiting, it's sitting on a hard drive.
Yeah, and it's always kind of been like that. And I think for future projects, I think it'll be cooler to do series or
more organized,
more programs. Yeah. So rather than just rolling out based on what we're doing.
Yeah, you know what? You just reminded me. I started something that was related to tricking where I just watch the old samplers and I react to it. I need to do that again because I was watching. I have I recorded you, Chris. I recorded you. I recorded the first 4. It was like, who was it? Sammy 2. Who else? Who was the first 4? Brian Go,
yeah.
And then you, and then Kelly McGovern.
Wow.
Yeah, Kelly McGovern. I had the first 4, and I just didn't continue with it because I was thinking about other projects as well. But I got to do that again because it's something to just watch and like, hey, this is where tricking started from. Is just like watch the early stuff. Like it made me think of ideas of like I want to see a 2019 sampler of trying to film like wear stuff from like the 2000s, like the windbreakers and the blonde hair, like ham it up, right? And try to do those old tricks in like 2019, but like
like a video,
like a Stranger Things sort of thing, right? You're recording you're recording in this day and age, but
vintage.
You're showing it as vintage. That's I mean that was like an idea I would love to see.
Or you should like make a reaction video of yourself watching some of these new kids.
Oh, I should.
You need to watch this Shosi kid. There's a bunch of Japanese kids, man, that are just smashing the whole trick.
I've seen a couple of Japanese kids. They're like, "What are you guys? What are you guys even?"
You should do some reaction video to some of their tricks these days. It's insane. It's just nuts.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, and they're not even really showcasing like their stuff like as much as like the Koreans now.
Going back to content. Oh, yeah.
We're good.
I was gonna say going back to content, like the battle scene in tricking now is so big.
Yeah.
That more content is coming out. It's more professional. It's like competitive. The competitive scene, and it's cool. They're pulling like full sponsorships.
That's good.
Distribution on like on the TV, and all that. ESPN too, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to get Ryan back in here. But
okay.
That came like a long way from where it was, where we were just trying to just make it public, with tricking.
I mean? We just want to do exhibition style battles at first, just to highlight the trickers at their craziest. I should say.
Exactly.
They're crashing quite a bit, but like, we show them at their best and the craziest, and going their hardest.
Yeah,
and that made for great like emotional content. A lot of the camp videos.
Yeah,
so hype. A lot of them those earlier camps, and even like the 2013 camp, like some of the content that came out of that was awesome, you know.
Yeah.
But
and do you guys with 2018 done, is it still the same thing of like just pumping, like bringing out the 2018 camp content, or is it just more dedicated towards like, oh, this is the night show, this is like, you know, our demo?
Yeah, no, it's different now. They're developing processes now, like structure, how to do it. Like with Loopkicks, before we would just kind of roll out content however we pleased, you know.
Right.
It wasn't just me that rolled out content. Isaiah rolled out a ton of the content.
Yeah.
A lot of the team members, a lot of people, you know, being in the Bay Area, understanding how like technology and all that works.
Yeah.
A lot of people were able to roll out the content for us, you know.
Yeah.
And more people keep coming to the events, and then even more content would happen. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm just trying to type.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything on your screen. But yeah, it's good. It's cool. It kind of just kept snowballing, you know, because then more people would join the community. Then more people would come to the events, and then like more of them would be content creators themselves. It's like we created a little mini network of content creators.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And then the platforms themselves, they you know, they've expanded their functions to be more content creation friendly.
Yeah,
you know?
and
so
more
snappy.
More of a live show if that's an avenue, you know, people wanted to do, and that's still sort of a thing where like live streaming is kind of new in terms of tricking. At least that's what I think when I, you know, try to find like tricking videos or like tricking shows or like a gathering that's happening.
Right.
And you get to see like a live stream of the floor, and you know just the trickers just trying to throw stuff. That's kind of still like in its infancy, I think. So you agree with that? Like, because I haven't seen anything really.
For sure, I think it needs tricking needs a lot more production.
Okay.
Like it's got to be those production type people, you know.
Yeah.
The TV production people, like once enough of that starts happening, because there's a lot of good groups that are really trying to get involved with tricking on a very professional scale, you know, to get in front of like big sets of eyeballs, big audiences, and so that'll continue to grow, and that'll be like more content. A lot of them are looking into live streaming content too. So who knows? Maybe we'll be able to work our way in. It's just hard to do it, I feel like, with just regular sessions because the pace.
That's true.
But for professional events where it's like every item is scheduled like each minute or whatever the whole show, that's cool.
We kind of have to be strict on the time too, because you know, like a session, you can't. A session is free form, and you know, you just, you know, people throw
time. You know,
people throw what you want to throw, and and then there's downtime. Where a competition or something that's scheduled is like it has to move forward. It has to be scheduled. Things have to be done at a certain time, just so you know.
Plus the announcers or the MC is explaining everything to the audience, so they know what they're looking at. And,
right.
I mean, if enough of that happens, then tricking can break it more into the live live streaming you know, platform, and it'd be cool. I know it's like it's really growing this live stuff.
It is. I know. Let me see. I'm trying to think. I know. As we were talking about how just the like live streaming is something different. At the same time, tricking. There was always this constant battle with, becoming too. I kind of correlated to what the fighting game community is like with Tekken or Street Fighter, where grassroots tournaments, it's kind of raw, kind of ghetto sort of thing. Where tricking,
it's like a village, everyone knows each other.
Yeah, and and there's thuggery happening in the back where you're not seeing, where cameras are not pointing at. I feel like tricking, scandals. Tricking has that same in a sense, but I'm not trying to trying to be PC or trying to balance things out. I'm just saying it kind of relates like with like fighting game community is like there's a rawness to tricking, and at the same time they're trying to, you know, go across, they're, you know, bridge over to like what like the esports, like which is kind of more professional, directed, you know, bigger money payout. Just trying to be like a like esports team where you could just all you do is you're a team, and then all you do is trick, and that's all you do. You just want to trying to be the best, and that's something, you know, whether you feel like, you know, tricking needs to just stay with its grassroots, or if it needs to be more professional. I mean, it's possible to be in both sides. It's just, you know, depending, you know, how you feel about it. Personally,
that's how I feel. I mean, there's going to be many groups of trickers, many companies, I suppose, and brands. You know, they're all going to be doing different. They're going to have a different take on, you know, their you know, their activity in tricking, and and it's cool. It's a big community, so to each his own, and you know, they're all trying. Everyone's trying to grow it. I don't see anybody's trying to like mess it up or.
Exactly. And there's again, like you said, there's room for like both sides. So just, you know, if you feel like you're okay with just being grassroots, then go for it. Go ahead and do that. But if you want to, you know, push the sport and be esports, you know, that's it's a tougher road. But just, you know, if you have the drive, go ahead and go for it too.
Plus I like what it does to the athletes, because then they focus trickers on more like their athletes, and you know, it's cool. I like the way that a lot of these brands will cover the competitors on a more personal level. You get to know them, you know, inside and out, and you get to see their tricks highlighted nicely, and you know, they get taken care of too, you know. So,
for sure.
What I also noticed ever since like people have been treating tricking more professionally is that they've been treating their bodies more professionally too. Like a lot of these guys, a lot of these pro trickers, they condition a lot more than they used to back in the day. They want to keep in mind that like they have to keep their endurance up. Oh, they got a trick at this gathering, but then there's another gathering a month later, so they have to stay in shape and like not injure themselves. So that means they got to like make sure that their body's balanced and all that stuff. So it's
make sure the knees are like well lubricated and like rested, and
and you know, that takes a lot of effort. So if they're getting taken care of for doing all this, then that's awesome. That's like a good thing.
It really just helps the sport or the art of it, you know.
That's always been the issue, is that the longevity for trickers, especially from our generation, is super low. Because it's like because we always blow our knees out, because we're just like, throw it harder, kick harder.
Exactly.
Just keep trying the other side. Nah, screw that. I don't want to do that.
You're tired? It's okay. Just throw again.
Yeah. Oh wait, you spent like 5 years kicking with my right leg. I might have picked myself up a little bit, you know. But like, you live and you learn, and then the next generation. That's why they're stomping all these moves that we couldn't dream of. You know?
Right. Because they're like they're learning from the older generation. Just better take care better of your body, you know.
Yeah, a lot of moves that they do would have thrown out our hips and backs years ago, you know, like but they're conditioned way different now, and also it's crazy.
The sport has evolved too, and it's in the way that they that some of these trickers create their content. It's pretty like full spectrum too. Like they'll do tutorial videos, commentaries, they'll have sit down podcasts, you know. And, you know, they'll back it up with the merchandise. You know, some of these brands are doing a killer job in tricking, you know.
And that's how with content creating in general, that's how you want to do it. Is if say if you have a hub of where all your videos is, and then you want to keep them around there, then you redirect them to like your website, and then once you do that, you redirect them to your store, and then you keep them in that like hubris, and then like keep going around making laps, and that's something where you know,
little ecosystem.
Exactly, and that's kind of defines what the success of like a channel can be, right? It's just if you can keep them there, keep them like, you know, entertained and buying your merchandise and just you know, giving you feedback and all that stuff, then that's where, you know, you have some gold. And
it's cool. Some of these brands really have like hit successful marks, you know, and it's really cool to see, and the content is so cool. It's like, you know, it's professional looking content too.
Exactly. You know,
like user created.
So So Ryan, I wanted to touch base with you on like an aspect where I was seeing this like maybe a few years back, but I was starting to see articles on tricking, and you were writing some articles as well, right?
Yes, I was.
And what made you go ahead and do that?
Basically, when a lot of the East Coast guys came over here to like move and just do tricks over here, they like a lot of people didn't know a lot of like the history that's been going on in our team and at the camp. So I was like, and I started like spouting off like little historic history notes about at this year when Matt Emig broke his knee.
you were
I was the music guy, and like he rolled up right next to me and started so like it was just stuff like that, and then this was a super crazy battle between like Andy Lee and Brian Lee versus the was it Disastrix? So it was like the Corkers versus the Kickers, and there was a huge on the internet. But like they were both super nervous about battling the other one because they both thought the other one was superior. They're like, dude, I can't beat their corks, and like, dude, we can't beat their kicks. And then it turned out to be a great show. Like it was amazing, and it's like one of those things. It's like, it brings people together.
Some battles we did back then, I don't know if we'd be able to get away with today.
There was the yellow fever versus the night show.
The Loopkicks night show.
Yeah, dude. We've got away with a lot, but
campers versus girls.
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know.
They want that to happen. They wanted that to happen, and it always makes us look ridiculous. Whatever. For a bit, I was doing like articles on like events that we did, like Fit Expos and like MMA Expos and all that, and trips that we did or gatherings, and also I would just go over like historic stuff that Loopkicks went through. Yeah.
Oh man, you're this day and age.
The back in my day, we used to go all the way to Pegasus, and we used to trick with these wushu people, parking lot wushu. They were exiles just like us.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
We found our calling to find other like-minded body movement people amongst the Bay Area.
It amazes me how connected we all are, and seeing how what they're doing now, like whether they're down south, doing stunts, or like just running a famous school or something like that. It's amazing how like somebody that we knew back then is killing it now. But yeah. So with those articles, how long were you doing them? From what time period?
Man, I think like 2011-ish to 2013. Maybe 14.
Okay.
Depending on it was like an on and off thing because you kind of run out of stories.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And then you and I want to put you guys over with your team, Sonic Boom. Yeah, like when you guys burst into the scene, you guys were like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, for sure. No, for real, dude. I loved you guys. Like when you guys burst into the scene, and then you had a different take of like the Bay Area tricking. I love that stuff with you, Bubba, and Mike.
I heard people
that content was funny.
I had no idea people would respond to it at all. We thought we were just like three groups there
But yeah, round all that up. And that should all be rounded up.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, like
the connection got all messed up. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. You were saying about Sonic Boom.
Oh no, yeah, Sonic Boom. I was the old sampler guy for that one. So any content for Sonic Boom, I was the guy.
Yeah.
So it was all on my iMovie 2006. And I kept using it until like 2012 because it was so good.
You ran it to the ground, like you just I'm using it for like 2016.
Yeah, I was like, don't fix what ain't broke. It's still doing the job. And then the quality of samplers definitely went up all of a sudden. Yeah. I didn't have dubstep yet on my library.
Right. Or you weren't like like 360 sweeps in the water or something, right? Or doing tricks in the water.
Yeah, I still had my little like square digital camera. I wasn't there yet.
Yeah, it's all right, man. It's okay. You just use what you got.
Yeah, those are the Sonic Boom days, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those days. Those were entertaining days, though. When it made me think about it, and now like when I think about the Bay Area tricking, because I was a little worried personally, because I was thinking, okay, it was just gonna be Loopkicks, and then Sonic Boom, and then Crescendo. And then
popped up, the Salesmen, they were big.
And then Salesmen were big, and then they disappeared.
Well, they weren't big; they were low key big.
They were
they were underground. So people don't know about the Salesmen. We're talking about the Salesmen, like people have heard of them.
Yeah,
but the only like it's a Bay Area legend.
Like they're unicorn.
They are unicorn.
The unicorn triggers.
Yeah,
they were rare. They're rare Pokemon. You know, he didn't like to drive on freeways.
Yeah. So there were. Should we explain who the Salesmen
are? The stories about them, yeah.
Yeah,
please do. And the one with Alex Hunter too.
He still hits up Pokeball every month to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ever since he's like, dude, I haven't seen you since I moved here. I moved here to Pokeball. What the hell? I moved here since 2013. I haven't seen you. Like, what are we going to session? Come on.
And does he respond?
No. Like, I don't trick anymore. Stop. Still hits up.
Hey,
it's a special. That whole team was special.
That team was something else, man.
Yeah, so it was just three weird friends that just trained really hard together. And like, dude, they were in the cut and they never released footage, but they were so good.
They never did. No, they were urban legends. Like the only person I saw was like Julian Wong, and that was just him.
Yeah, he kept going. He kept tricking for a while. Yeah. But people don't know what he represented in terms of
you don't know where he came from.
Yeah, dude, he was doing double corks both sides before it was a thing. That's
right. Yeah.
Like so I remember at one of the Loopkicks camps, Anis Sherfa, who's like the famous guy, and like he was the one with the nastiest box cutters back in the day. And this is like 06 when box cutter wasn't like a normal thing yet. You know, like if you had box cutter, you're really good. If you had a really good box cutter, then that means you're one of the top guys.
Yeah, so, like, you were an assassin.
Yeah, you're an assassin. You can do things with your corkscrew. That's huge. Now it's so normal, but like but back then, Anis was just like talking around, and then he turned around and looked behind him, and there was Pokeball who hasn't done anything all week of the whole gathering. Like he's just in the shadows, just with his hair over his face. Right. And then like, but he got amped up and he did a trick like behind the crowd, so everyone's looking this way. And he's like, behind himself to go sneeze or something, and he sees Pokeball throw like the hypest shuriken double, like from a spin step. Like he said, like it could have killed a dinosaur twice. He's like, "What the hell? Who is this guy?" He's like, "Oh!" And he like ran away with his like, "No, you're not supposed to see that." I'm like, who are you hiding? How are you hiding this guy in 06?
So, don't scare him.
Pokeball reminds me of like a Boo from Mario Brothers, where the ghost, right? Yeah. Mario Brothers, where he'll chase you when you're not looking at him, right? But when you look at it, then it's like, oh no, and then that's what Pokeball reminds me of. Jeez, just hearing that story, man.
Yeah, except he's way deadlier than Boo. His jackknife kill Boo.
Will cut you up.
Oh, dude. His jackknives were like special moves.
Yeah, dude.
Like video game special moves. that had fireballs at the end of them, after he kicks. Like, right? Jeez.
Yeah, it's a jackknife of legend. It's one of the many shiny jackknives in history.
It is. Like
Devera has one for sure, but Pokeball is up there.
He's got to be like top 3, at least.
Yeah. And here I am, like a couple, like an hour before putting Chris over about how he's the best kicker, and then I literally Pokeball like literally left my mind until like we had this conversation, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, he was on some shit, like, dude, man. Yeah, anyway.
Legend has it the last he's ever been seen tricking was he came to the gathering to come watch. He didn't do anything. And then like Alex Hunter and Michael Guthrie were trying to get him to do a trick for so long in a parking lot. like come on, do a trick, come on, please, like we came all the way, and he finally did a jackknife with like flip flops
with slippers on.
Yeah, he did like the most perfect jackknife with flip flops on and like wacky ass like
on the concrete.
Yeah, like, how are you? And it was perfect. Like, come on, you guys happy? And like, oh my god, yeah.
Oh man!
So on the parking lot with no warm up too. Like, how do you do that?
Only Pokeball, dude. Oh man! But yeah, as we're talking about people of legend, like that's the thing with tricking was like, I mean, the rule of thumb was like if you record it, then it's true. If not, then it's fake. Like we don't believe you, sort of thing. But if you went like back in the day when people said something, you would have to believe them. I mean, that's where it's coming from. In the early 2000s, we're talking about this man.
Everything gets caught these days. Everything gets filmed these days.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You know, when you think about Instagram stories or Snapchat,
it was really different back then. You couldn't just film stuff with their phones.
Yeah, right. Like I remember that made me what you just said just reminded me of how like when Sesh first came into the scene, he went on Bylang. He said he was asking about a combo, and then like one of the ATL guys like, I'm calling you out. I don't believe that you can do that. And then somebody showed footage of Sesh, and then
like,
the guy was like, oh yeah, no, he can do it.
He could do. Yep, he could do all of it.
He do all of it.
It's this huge list.
Yeah,
it's like a huge list of like
when you combo out of your when you combo out of your double B twist hook snap, how do you get power into your step into this last ridiculous move?
Like, shut up, you're a liar.
And then all the comments are like, ha ha, everyone's just laughing. Like,
yeah, they're like, we can name on our hands who can do like this move and not move
here.
Combo. How dare you? And then he actually
he does it.
Yeah, Grant comes back to the forums. He's like, hey guys, everything you said is true.
Like literally true.
I got footage. Like, oh shit.
Like,
hey, I remember when like I was sitting with a niece when the footage first came out.
Oh, that must have been crazy.
Oh, he was okay.
He must have lost his mind.
Yeah. Okay, he was sitting right in front of my computer. His face was like straight in front of the TV, right in front of it, right. And when it finishes, he turns and looked to me. He turns and looked at me. He goes, "This guy is the best. This is it." Yeah. He starts to freak out, right? His hands
he's
are
the
all,
best in the world.
This is it. This is it.
Tricking can't get it.
This is it. And,
oh man.
Oh dude, the look on his face. But yeah, it was cool how content just came out like that. Like for us, it was the samplers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, samplers are a little bit of an afterthought, you know.
That's crazy to even think about. Like, oh no, it's
there's
about
still
just
like
short clips.
Yeah, there's still groups of people in the community that are like, you know, we're about the samplers, pushing for more samplers, but
make samplers great again.
Yeah.
All right, but then they got those. But all the platforms now are so like, you know, the short, right, like a minute long, which is kind of long, right? I just got back on Instagram, so I'm learning about this new new features. It's like a lot of new stuff.
It's all about vlogging and Instagram.
Yeah. Or fighting other YouTubers is what I just heard about with all that stuff. But anyways, like okay, so Chris, you were mentioning how you're getting back into Instagram and now you're doing tutorials. Like what came about of that? Like just because you want to, or like you just wanted to just showcase something, like share your knowledge for everybody?
I've let's see, like before I picked up the dojo, I was like at home for a while, a couple of years. I was just writing. I was teaching out of the random dojos, right? But I had a lot of free time, so I was able to write.
Chris was writing the Tao of Chris Devera here.
Oh yeah, I was right, dude. I was just like, you know, I was on YouTube a lot actually, you know, so I could just learn about a lot of new things. The YouTube content has been so awesome lately, but yeah. So I was writing a lot about tricks, you know, the tricculum. You know, since picking up the dojo, I've been writing like a martial arts curriculum. So I'm getting deep into the kicks again, you know. So like I want to base my content around that. I specialize in kicks and the tricks, and you know, so I have to organize. I have a lot of content written out. That's what I've been writing with most of my time, but I have to organize it now.
Now you have to organize it and then film it and then edit it out.
And figure out how I want to roll it out. I have to set the schedules and the lists. I have to make sure everything is proper order. Say for the tutorials. I just rolled out a 720 tutorial. Maybe I should have started with roundhouse and hook kick first. Right?
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just gonna practice it on Facebook. But I'm gonna roll out fuller videos on YouTube, and I'm gonna try to just I think I'm gonna aggregate or bring all my content to my personal YouTube channel.
No, for sure. I mean, that's good that you,
whether it be Triculum or Loop Kicks or Next Gen, I could just have it all there. Old samplers too. I made a little old sampler.
You did. You made a compilation of your old stuff.
Yeah. So
and I was watching that a couple times. Oh man,
dude, it's such an awesome feature, right? Yeah. There's already so much Loop Kicks content throughout the YouTubes.
Just clip and put it together.
Yeah. And plus, I'm finding a lot of old footage too, so I have to learn how to archive all my old footage. On some old hard drives and sort that. Maybe I can make some samplers. Or something.
For sure.
At some point, I might just have to hire someone to dig through it and edit or something. But there's so much content. It'd be so cool. But I think I got to organize my content. I've done a lot of work throughout the years, and it's just kind of scattered about.
I mean, but you're building a good foundation of just writing it all out, and then once you have the time to organize it, then start putting it out there. Then people are like, "Oh wow, there's a lot of depth into this content that you're making."
Very motivated too with this dojo because I'm always there, and I got to pay rent, right? So it's maybe through this I can help pay for the dojo,
right,
and also market the dojo, and also build my my life's work, tricking and kicking, martial arts.
Yeah.
So if I can get it documented nicely, that'd be kind of cool. Organized and it's always there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I made a YouTube channel after Loop Kicks was done with me. I wanted to fulfill my creativity, so I wanted basically something to be like a yearbook, a photo book, or just something I can archive. Hey, that's a thing that I did, and throughout the years you just show show family or friends oh yeah, I did a thing, and and then they go oh wow, you did a lot of it and stuff like that. So I totally understand the archiving and just being it like a memory book of some sort.
Exactly. It serves so many cool purposes, like memories, and you can make some money off of it. If I do a lot of tutorials, I mean, the thing is I wrote so many down.
Yeah.
It's so much to film. It's but I have the space now, so it's cool. I'm very, very motivated.
That's cool. That's awesome.
The consistency, I think, is going to be pretty forced. I think is exactly what I needed to, get this going.
Yeah, no, you have something going. It's just ironing out the details, and I'm excited how you're going to put it out. Whether you do it through the YouTube channel or through a Patreon or whatever you decide. It's going to be pretty exciting once you put stuff out.
Yeah, you and Sesh left some awesome comments about it in that one thread. So I've really been in my time away from much anything. I was doing a lot of research, all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to dig back into it and see where I could make a good difference. If I can get the material out, this academic kicking stuff out, it'd be really awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Help towards next generations of kids.
Exactly.
Sesh was saying.
All right, Ryan, have you thought of
right now so far? Yeah, as I build my little army of martial artists and trickers.
There you go. Yeah. You're building your board.
I'll have a lot of content to cover. So
there you go. Brian, have you thought of anything down the line of just trying to make any sort of for Ryan's question for Ryan, making any sort of content either something like that, like a tutorial or just compilation of the stuff that you did back in the day or anything like that?
I did do one thing, like a little pre-injury sampler on the Loop Kicks page. Besides that, maybe I do want to do that. I just gotta really fish for it because my hard drives were stolen.
Oh,
so, a lot of the gold is missing. Treasure, like you guys archived some stuff. I archived some stuff. I lost a lot of good content.
Oh man, okay.
But like anything that I have on like YouTube, I guess is all right. But I had some stuff that I was hoarding. So I got super discouraged when that happened.
Oh no, man, I don't blame you.
Yeah, but once since I've been getting my body back lately, like I've been able to like let go of that and be like, oh yeah, my old stuff, I can watch that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so like now that you look kind of like looking forward, like moving forward or looking forward, would you consider it like delving into anything else, or just stick with like martial arts and tricking, or just or delving into, or maybe something into like video game stuff? Because I know you're interested in video games. You have like, you know, favorite video games, top 10s or whatever. Is that something that you would be interested in doing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that stuff. I'm just like you, martial arts, video games, anime, freaking all that nerdy stuff. We like went really hard with it and actually tried doing all the anime stuff with ourselves.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to do something and to just like but man.
No, I'd love to geek out on some Nerd in the Bay. But besides let's do it. But besides that, like I do have some ideas, some future projects I want to do with tricking. Definitely use some connections we have that we've made over the years that we still have that are like lost to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to do something like that down the future. But like right now, I got to focus on like some other stuff.
For sure. You know, real life.
But I'm not putting that away. Like I know that that I want to do that, especially like while we can. You know.
Yeah. So like. I know that, I know you wrote a post on Facebook like I think earlier this week about you're not really sunsetting on Loopkicks and tricking, right? You're just taking a break.
No, yeah, because like I was heavily involved where it was like most of my energy kind of thing, and then you know, it just shifted where I pretty much burnt out or whatever. But I was helping out the team and like doing a bunch of stuff. But my original school where I came from, my martial arts school, like really has been like needing help because my head instructors have like fallen to like bad health, like both at the same time during like a big move, like a new location and all that. So it's like, oh crap! All right, so I've just been more focused on that lately. And and also just like the more I'm at the tricking gyms. The more I get tempted to trick, and then like, and then I'm like, god damn it, and then I ruin like the whole like 3 month progression in terms of like all the planks and glute bridges I've been doing. You know, I got to double up now because it's like I got excited from Mark's jackknife. I got to do something.
I've seen the guy's jackknives, and those are pretty. Those are pretty.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah, those look like a critical hit on an RPG where you flash, you know.
Yeah, dude, it sends the energy waves outward. That's our projectile jackknife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but in terms of like helping like the team and the content, I do want to return later. But like right now, I got to do other stuff. So I went hard enough for a while.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Because
I got really fired up too with doing the last year's demo. It was like the new team is super fire with practicing together, and like there's a lot of unity between them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was just that was a breath of fresh air. Like seeing the new generation taking, you know, doing really well with that. So I was like, okay. I was able to like keep up with the demo practices, which was really surprising.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's good, but I super like my body needs to like rest more than they do. Because of the injuries too. It's not just a lot of it's the injuries. Yeah. So I think I'll just come back stronger later.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll be of more use too, because like they had to water down a few tricking passes because I couldn't do them. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Me too.
There's one section that sticks out to me that you did, Ryan, and it was your section. And then as you were like introducing the guy, I don't know what the guy's name is, but he was doing the gainer switches.
Yuri or Nevin.
Okay.
Yeah, Yuri.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It just made me think of, you know, when you're introducing him, like you were doing hands that are kind of like air bending. That made me think of
solo.
Like, so when
those
solo,
palm strikes.
So when your solo finished, and then you introduced him, and he was gainer switching, I was like, airbending. There's something there, like you're just doing hands, but it's making him switch. It just made me think of that. I was like, oh, and then all of a sudden, me wanting to perform again came. I was like, oh, I kind of want to do something there, but yeah, it just made me think of that, and I was like, oh man, Ryan made me excited about performing again.
I was hoping the punches were felt by you, and
I mean, I felt it because I was like, oh,
it's the Buster Wolf.
Yeah, it was the Buster Wolf. It made me think of something else, and it's like, okay, Buster Wolf, you can launch him up, and it made my creativity go about again. I was like,
and I mean, it was the 15th night show, so I had to add you in there somehow.
Nice, appreciate it.
So that was my tribute to you, and Stash.
Awesome. Yeah, I forgot about that.
The here and then the step. You have to.
The switch step. Yeah. Oh man. So, go ahead.
The airbending though, I think I was just trying to like do as many palm, like, okay, everyone's doing a lot of punches and stuff. I'm gonna just keep my hands open the whole time, and that's kind of what came out. And I was watching I think I did like a lot of that one-legged stuff was because of the injury.
Okay.
Kind of like why I developed like some weird like because everyone's doing a lot of sharpness. So I wanted to just kick it up.
Yeah, just more fluidity and stuff. But that's cool though. I like because everybody was amped up with your section, like, yeah, Ryan's doing his thing. I was like, hell yeah, Ryan's doing his thing. He doesn't have to, be super crazy with tricks. It's just make it look good and crisp, And that's what I liked about the demo, And I'm glad that the team is more synergy on like performing a good demo. Then compared back in the day where some were very interested in the demo, some were not really, but just throwing the tricks. But yeah, it's cool to see an entire team really into the demo part of it. So yeah.
They got strong cohesiveness.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, he froze. All right,
He did freeze.
Got a stink face though.
He did. He got the berry.
He got him on the stink face.
He got him on the nump face. I got
the nump.
I got grace.
See, these cricketers don't even know about nump.
No. You know about nump.
These martial arts fighters too. They never point fight to nump and the Bay Area hyphy movement. It's very important.
I keep the hyphy movement close to my heart. Man.
No, yeah, it's with us all.
I mean, if there's anything like if there's an introduction that I get to make, I'm gonna use something. I may use nump if I really feeling myself or really feeling it. Or I just need some. I need some Bay Area,
Yeah, the Bay Area.
Yeah. Yada.
They don't know about Ed Sauce either. Ed Sauce was a legend.
He was a legend.
He brought the hyphy movement to compete nationals. The NASCAR. I remember he was doing that sideways moonwalk glide. He was doing the glide like across.
The Usher glide.
Yeah, that Usher glide across the whole tournament, going all like, yes. I was like, what the hell is up with this guy? But you guys killed it so hard. They were like, oh.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. Oh, dude, and now that guy's a family man.
Dude, no way. That's ridiculous.
He's super a family man.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Last time I saw him, he was bodyguarding at Miss Teen Filipina.
Oh.
Yeah, his bodyguard. I was like, what? He's like, hey, good seeing you, man. I was like, what? Yeah. I haven't seen you since Loopkicks. This is what I've been up to. Okay.
Yeah, man. He's a family man. But yeah, Eddie. Oh man, he was like my partner in crime, dude.
Dude, it was crazy.
And it was just for that one summer too.
It was a Goten and Trunks.
It was every time Spain like crashed, and like we could just run like Spain.
Oh, yeah, he was a Vietnamese guy named Spain.
Yeah,
the Asian guy named Spain from France.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you guys did the Spain,
like
none of it made any sense.
None of it made any sense. But it made
far removed. But it was funny for us.
But it made it to the end of like Billy's crash sampler. So.
Oh yeah, Billy Byline. It all circles back to Billy Byline.
Yeah, man. So
I'm still saving up footage for Billy Byline sampler. I'm trying to.
Try to get back on there.
Yeah, I want to be number 1,000 something.
You want to be Billy Byline 2020, and then the resurrection, and then like you're gonna be the first one.
See, that's what I missed though. That was like, okay, if you made it to this list of things, then that means you made it as a
Yeah, and he had a criteria too, which made it like extra special. Like if you beat the criteria, or you met the criteria, and then like you were it.
They did kind of spark up some controversy though.
It did too. But
they're all like, "How dare you judge me? I want to trick. I want to trick." And they're all like, "Hey, you can, but it's my site."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just saying
like it's not good enough for me.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, it got a lot of people to develop their skill though.
It did. It did.
Clean up their kicks because of that.
Yeah,
and they're all like, I'm thankful. Like, oh.
Exactly. You know, give him some sort of work ethic. You know.
Yeah.
When it comes to this,
if it gets you fired up, then that's good.
Yeah. So like, okay, just moving forward now, and we're running a pretty good length too. Just moving forward, when it comes to like martial arts and YouTubers, did you guys watch martial arts YouTubers or content creators?
A bit,
in a sense. Okay, like who are like throw out some names that are out there.
For me, I watch Fight Science.
Science. Okay.
They break down self-defense situations and like they'll even go over like people getting jumped and they'll like read the body language ahead of time and where they're screwed up. Okay. Yeah, and it's really good. I really recommend them. Just like just a few guys here and there that go over like stretches and hip things. I'm like, oh, let me steal that. Oh, Jesse Enkamp. We've been talking about Jesse Enkamp.
Oh yeah, I see that guy's
karate nerd.
Karate nerd
guy. Yeah, he's good. He's real good.
He brings the wholesome side to the martial arts.
And that's good. That's good. Actually, I should subscribe to him because I do see his videos around and like. Okay.
He's got really nicely written articles too.
Cool.
Cover really interesting articles, and he did a tour video of his dojo once. He's got a really awesome dojo, and
dude, that got me hyped on cleaning my dojo.
Yeah,
that video.
Dude,
right? Like I was like, oh, when his mom was talking about how spiritual it was to dojo, I was all like, you know what? Yeah, it is. And then like I went in.
Oh man, yeah. Let me see. Some martial art YouTubers I follow or I subscribe to is Martial Club, of course.
Martial
Club, because they are killing it, and
I've been their fans since they were our fans.
Yeah, exactly. Like before they were Martial Club, and those guys are awesome. I've been watching a guy named now the name is escaping me. Let me see. Chris, you had a name to throw out there?
Yeah, I watched Shane from Fight Tips.
Fight Tips. Yeah, Fight Tips. That's the one.
I like him. He's got like a good, like, wide base of, he came from Taekwondo, I think, or karate, because he's got pretty nice snappy kicks.
Yeah.
But he's getting into the full spectrum of it.
Spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah. So
looks like a video game character. He can switch styles so well.
Yeah. It's cool too because the development of his channel, he was able to, get sponsored by the mats and get the whole garage. He's got his whole garage set up through sponsorship to be like a little in-home gym, and made his content a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Mind Smash. You watch Mind Smash? It's this guy that he comments on MMA, and a lot of like MMA and kickboxing around the world. It's pretty cool. He takes like a little bit of a spiritual approach, but his stuff is pretty spot on, and he likes to liken martial arts to like flow and meditation and stuff like that. And, and he brings up a lot of like old philosophies of old, like Sun Tzu or the Hunger Kuri, Book of Five Rings. He like puts that all in there and makes it all sound all mystical sounding.
Yeah.
And then what's that one guy? There's this other guy that analyzes fights really well. The Japanese dude. I forget, but
have you heard of a martial arts journey? Have you seen that guy?
I think I've seen that name.
Yeah, he's an Aikido guy.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the Aikido guy.
Yeah,
like the one that did MMA.
Yeah, he did MMA.
Transition.
He pretty much like broke down like, oh wait, something's wrong with.
Yeah,
like
he's pretty brutally honest about his art.
Very, very brutally honest, but he also found the good in things. He I like this guy. He
pretty balanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But
what I mean?
Lawrence Kenshin.
I've seen that name around too. Yeah, Lawrence Kenshin.
Lawrence Kenshin's got really good fight analyzations and but yeah, there's a lot of cool content out there.
Dude, I straight up still watch Bill Superfoot Wallace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, no, his stuff.
Straight up has seminars online that are gold. I'm like, dude, are you serious?
His stuff you can't go wrong with. Bill Superfoot. Oh,
even his recent stuff.
Dude, how are you still there? With the
How are you still that fast and kicking that hard? It's like shit, man.
Yeah, for real. Somebody I watched.
I ran into him recently, dude. Like last year, last summer, I did one of those Maya events, right? And as I was doing Ernie Reyes demo again, and like I had to do the deadfall, right? So I did the deadfall, and I was supposed to signal like the next group to come flipping over me. They're supposed to flip over me after I do the deadfall, right? So I hit the floor to signal them, right? And that was part of the demo. And then like I'm walking after demo, walking down the hall, and like we see Superfoot Wallace, right? He comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, next time you break fall, hit the floor at the same time that you fall, right?" And I'm like, I was like, wait a minute. I forgot what happened, but
he scolded you on your fall.
Yeah, he scolded me. I was like, oh, I said something lame, but he liked it. I said something like, "Oh, how would you know you've never been knocked down, right?" And he's like, "Oh, I like you, right?" And then,
you got the respect.
He gave me a pat on the back and he just walked on. It was really funny, but it was like walking down the hall in Vegas.
He patted you with his foot. Is that what it was?
His hand over here, his foot over here.
Yeah. Good job, kid.
I could have killed you with that foot, by the way.
Yeah, you didn't see those 3 or 4 kicks I threw right behind your head, did you?
You're welcome, kid.
Oh man, that's Wallace is like the real life Guile. That's what he is. Oh man. One guy I've been watching because I think he's intriguing is practical. As you can see, practical combat martial arts. A little like on the nose on the name, but this guy basically he's saying like some of the martial arts is trash because this stuff doesn't work. This stuff does work, but he's also like kind of poking the bear of like kind of like saying like these famous guys that are getting viral is they're frauds. This guy was talking. I mean, the latest guy he's trying to expose is like DK Wu or DKU. Sorry, DKU. You guys seen some of his stuff, right? DKU.
Wait, is that the bald guy?
The Korean guy that's like like with the quick shoulders and like he's kind of Bruce Leeing it in a little bit.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
Looking things like those police training videos.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
To be honest, I've seen the guy with the helmet. Yeah. I mean, all these clips are kind of the same. I want to see if others he's doing is he's good at it. Hell yeah, I honestly wouldn't doubt like he would kick my ass, but it's like I want to see like more realistic scenarios
or like an actual like a fight, right, or a sparring match or something like that, right?
Yeah, there's like a new trailer that's come out about him because he's actually going to do a big seminar coming up like real soon, and it's like he's been doing huge seminars.
Yeah, I'm seeing like he's getting he's getting
big, yo.
He's getting big. But like this guy that I watch, like he's just telling like he's a fraud. He's not showcasing like like real fights, and he's just showing like demonstration quickness and all this stuff. It's like, okay, well, some things I disagree with, but other things like, okay, well, you're touching on a subject like, okay, well, who are the frauds that are out there trying to get famous with martial arts, right?
They all get memed by like McDojo Life or
McDojo,
McDojo Life.
It's big, or Joe Rogan.
Bullshito.
Yeah.
Bullshito, yeah. Gets snuffed at pretty easily.
Yeah. Master Ken, that type of thing. How many times can you punch the dick? Like how many times?
Yeah. He's killing it.
I remember the hurricane. He had the hurricane. Where he learned how to fight the air. If you look too close, you'll die.
So with martial arts and youth like content creation, like how do you think you can find like a success formula in a sense? Like these people, you know, we talk about Marshall Club, we talk about Master Ken and all these other guys. Like how are they finding success? Like, is it just producing content, or are they just standing out in a way, or what do you guys think? Like, you know, Loopkicks, you know, in the day and age back then was like they were the it thing when it came to tricking and producing content in the martial arts side. Now they're taking much more of a backseat and just trying to produce the next generation. But you know, for a time they were the people too. But what do you think in your personal opinion? How you know, martial artists and like content creators? How can a martial arts content creator be successful in this day and age?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's a loaded question, and I just threw it on you guys.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think we were talking about it earlier. The team is like handling like many facets of, you know, the Loopkicks machine, and
yeah,
whether it be the events or the camps or the content creation, like they're starting to develop. You know, they're archiving their videos and uploading regular samplers. It's kind of the same model. You know, it's just a little more consistent these days.
yeah,
But you're right. Like even the tricking community itself is super saturated with many like brands and also personal brands. There's teams, and it's cool. This new wave of like, you know, professional tricking brands have really stepped it up a notch when it comes to the I'd say with the production levels and the consistency. I'd say you have like, if I could mention some of the bigger like Plan Zero, like they've gone very full spectrum like Loopkicks has, but they've gone full spectrum on a very high production level.
Okay.
Level, you know, and it's cool to see it. And if you watch some of their blogs, they talk about how they go through the process. It's like, you know, not to condone or condemn, but like Ahmedvar, he's like, he stopped school, I think, or a couple of them have stopped school.
Oh, wow.
You know, and they're pursuing this 100%. Like Kojo, I really don't know. You have to. I saw some of their blogs, but you know, Ahmedvar, he's like doing his vlog videos, and he's got his merchandise that he's selling now, right?
Yeah.
And then they're kind of creating this little network where they support each other. Sean Silvestri, he does his. Sean does like the documentaries. Kojo, he's got the Trick Academic platform. And then they kind of, and then they
Oh, okay, they gel and
cross pollinate.
And cross promote and cross, like, you know, push it out, and
because you got the lifestyle and the coverage guy. Like he does he covers the events and the lifestyles. That's the Plan Zero, and they got the merch, and they got the instructional side, and you got the art side. So
they really come together. It's like an organized Loopkicks.
They're big on the athletic side too. Omidvar covers a lot of the athletic side of it.
Yeah, so they cover their gym sessions. You know,
they're good
conditioning.
I think that's kind of the future of it, is getting an extremely tight and strong network and working really well together, because there's so much work to be done. When it comes to, like, not only is there content to be created, but there's editing. There's also but there's also staying on it too. So you got to be training to make sure you're not falling apart. You know. They got all that stuff, because that all takes a toll on you too. So once these guys like went full time on this, because it's a lot.
No, that is something you do have to dedicate just everything to. You know, no distraction and all that stuff.
It's fun though, because you can like watch other YouTubes and like get other content ideas, like you know, whether it be fitness or nutrition or anything supplemental to your training or whatever your craft is. For sure. You can study it off the platform that you're making money off of. Which is really cool. And like the online platform, it's really cool because like there's other groups that are going the more like the regular route of getting tricking out there through like television content, you know, late night, ESPN and whatnot. And you know, that's a different way to do it. But you know, you might have to go through all the bureaucracy or you know, all the you know, whatever is involved in the organization of that kind of content development. But it's like before that was the required format. You know, that was the way you had to do it.
Only way to do it, right?
But now, you know, anybody can do it out of their their room, their garage, you know,
Yeah,
off
through
their
YouTube,
phone.
Twitch,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, a lot of cool power. I mean, it's like a double-edged sword, like anything.
Yeah,
Like, everything has got its pros and cons, but like definitely the ability to get your stuff out there is like it's really powerful. It's potent. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then some of the tricking brands these days, they're like figuring it out, like straight up, you know.
Yeah, I know a couple
really
like,
successful.
Yeah, no, you go
This
ahead.
is all the first time this has been done too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the wild part. Is all this is like brand new.
Yeah, it's 2018, and like they're starting to. It's just now starting to get the idea of like, okay, we need to hit these things in order to just not only to spread tricking, but like to make it like its own identity. Because like years back, it was when tricking kind of came into through dancing, like it kind of bugged me a little bit. Like I felt like tricking could have. I felt like tricking could have stemmed from it, itself as an identity, but it kind of went through dancing in a sense. Like, oh, that's just dancing.
It was a phase.
It was a phase.
It was a phase. I almost forgot about that.
It was a phase, but it was the door in at the same time, like to showcase, like the more general public audience of what tricking is.
It's interesting. Like tricking has always been supplemental to a lot of those other art forms, because now it's supplementing stunts, and
it's
all the biggest
dance competitions as well.
Yeah, I mean all the biggest like Marvel movies. Like, a lot of those tricks are, a lot of those stunts are supplemented by triggers.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're good. So yeah, that's if you're able to like decipher all the conversations that we're having, just talking shop about back in the day and what tricking is now when it comes to content creation and martial artists and YouTube or content creation. There's a lot of conversations there, and it's still kind of figuring itself out. So that's what this basically this episode is all about. It's just how martial artists and content creation can move forward with like whatever they have to bring to the table, whether it's being the traditionalist, whether it's being like just focusing on kicks, focusing on like self-defense situations, tricking, how to be a stunt guy, how to do like video game moves like with Eric Jacobus.
Oh yeah. The guy does all the video game fight moves.
Yeah. I want that. You need to watch him first of all. But that guy's awesome. He's just doing Tekken moves and Street Fighter moves, and it's not perfect, but it's to his ability, and it's
also like dude, he did the whole fight. The whole come on,
and it's cool. Yeah, it's cool because
hundreds of kicks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that one.
These are the combos that video game characters are supposed to be doing. This man's
and he's doing it, and he got success from that too. It's like, oh yeah, of course, video game moves, fighting game moves, and then just try to showcase what it would look like in real life. That was like an idea, right? So So, do you have something to say?
There was a tricker recently that just redid all the Smash Bros.
Like, bro,
celebration moves.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's really good.
Martin Kochinga. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it kind of went viral on Reddit, I think.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I got to check that out. I got to check that out. But yeah, that's what this episode entails. Just trying to, like, as a martial artist, how to find your way through content creation. But Chris and Ryan, thank you very much for joining with me on this podcast. This is like an extra beefy episode. I feel like it feels like 2 hours or something.
Oh, sure. It probably was.
Yeah.
We're down to do it again, man.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to do this again with you guys and
I feel like we hardly covered.
We just scratch the surface, and then we can just go talk back about history and all that stuff. But
we'll get more locals. We can get like Hans and JR.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So Chris Devera, where can people find you like socially, like Instagram, YouTube, whatever you have? Where can they find you?
Okay, yeah, you can Facebook me, Chris.Devera, or my Gmail is Chris Devera 1982 at Gmail. Let's see.
You have a school Facebook, right?
Yeah, right. For my dojo, Next Generation Martial Arts. It's Next Gen MA on Instagram. And yeah, it's on Facebook also, Next Generation Martial Arts in San Jose. But yeah, I'm there every day, sometimes Sundays, so 6-7 days a week.
There you go.
Yeah, always down to train. We just got a new spring floor, so the trickers have been coming in, testing out the floor. Everything's nice. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, everything's cool, and yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be releasing more videos. Hope they can get a schedule, like some consistency going.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Awesome. How about you, Ryan? Where can people find you and try to pick your brain and all that stuff? Talk to you about Sonic Boom and bringing it back and all that stuff.
I guess Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
I don't really use Instagram anymore, but I probably might. I don't know.
Okay.
If you want to follow my empty one, it might fill up someday.
I think I'm still waiting to be approved to follow you.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it.
It's because I downloaded it and didn't use it yet.
And then didn't bother, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
I feel connected to the planet more now. Without
okay.
But it'd be cool. I guess for me it's just Facebook, email, and you can find it on the Golden State too. Golden State Taekwondo.
There you go.
.com.
Awesome. There you go.
Giddy.
Yeah. I wanted to mention before we head out, like I would love to be able to reunion and train, just train, not even trick, just train at Next Gen School, Next Generation. Just train there, just hit some pads,
come through, beat the pads, kick around.
Very needed. I think that would be.
I would love to like throw down and just.
Yeah, show me your Muay Thai kick.
my middling Taekwondo and Muay Thai boxing kick. Yeah, I'll try it.
The snap, and then there's the dig.
Yeah,
you're unlearned.
Yeah, my unlearned
Taekwondo.
Yeah,
Taekwondo.
Exactly.
Your cup is full of Taekwondo. Empty your cup.
Empty your cup. Yeah.
Empty your martial cup.
Oh man, but yeah, guys, you can find me on Nerd in the Bay everywhere. Nerd in the Bay YouTube. As you're watching this podcast, you can find youtube.com/Nerd in the Bay, Facebook, Instagram, where else? Twitter, and then my personal page, Marco Polo 177, where I just tweet out nonsense and retweet everything, that stuff. Is there anything else? We're also on Anchor on the audio side. If you guys want to support the podcast, you are free to do so, but you're not obligated to donate or anything. I think there's levels of like $1, $5, and $10. Again, you're not obligated to donate, but anything that you do, it just try to make the podcast better with either equipment or whatever stuff that may be needed for just be able to maintain the podcast. But guys, thank you very much for watching or listening wherever you guys are doing. We'll see you guys next time with episode 7 of the Open Bar for Content Creators podcast. We'll have a good night or a good day, whatever it is for you, and take care, guys. Peace.
Bye-bye.